Leafs fans. That's what you got to point it at.
Switch
Leafs
the
have
crowd.
Leafs have the most loyal fans, but they always talk about the problem in the building, right? The suits and everything.
They show up
That's
at
been
10
going on
minutes.
forever. Like as much as I hate the Leafs, I do respect their fans in some sense, but they do have a problem with that just atmosphere.
It's a joke.
Yeah, that's a thing you can't fix, though. That's not a Toronto Maple Leafs problem. That's the Toronto culture problem.
That's just like being in a huge city with the best show in town is your team. So
the game started what time? 7. So most like CEOs, executives don't get off work, but they want to grab a quick bite.
Yeah.
That's Toronto. That's not a Leafs problem. That's just a Toronto problem.
Apparently, all those guys.
Big city.
I don't know where I heard this or read it, but a lot of like the mucky mucks is what I call them, the suit guys, the suit dummies that sit down in the lower bowl. Obviously, number one, it's good clout for your business to have your clients there and you to be sitting there. But there's like a lounge, I guess, that they can all go to.
Yeah, underneath.
So they're late getting to their seats because for
They're
good
networking.
reason. There's down there and there's beers and food and stuff like that. So, but I liked what Chiclet said, man. Switch up the lower bowl and the upper bowl for a game and watch the difference. Because you sat in the upper bowl, that's where the crazies are.
Oh my God.
That's where the hockey fan. I'm not saying these guys in suits aren't hockey fans, but there's hockey fans and then there's hockey fans.
Yeah.
That go home and went to the game live and then go home and watch the highlights fans.
Yeah.
Like that's
There was police up in that upper bowl the whole time, just kicking people out, telling them to stay quiet because it was just rowdy. Even though the game was awful, those fans up there did not care at all. They were just there to support the team. Guys up there were just going nuts, and so they're there with like their girlfriends. The girlfriends there just texting, but there's guys there like up there wearing sweatpants, just going nuts. They got gray sweatpants. They got the Leafs jersey on. They're just cheering. They're chirping Hall. They're cheering for Marner. Oh, it's the best. It's exactly what you think it is up there. It's a zoo with a bunch of experts that some of them know, sure, maybe what they're talking about, but most of them don't, and they're just going nuts. But it's not about what they know and don't know. It's just their energy, and their energy is high, and it was awesome. It was cool to see in that aspect. And the fact that they were losing, they were chirping their own team, and like
that's the Leafs right there, buddy.
It was awesome.
In a
You
nutshell.
could see one guy just like, he wanted to take it off, but he's like, oh, God, it's only game 1.
He's like, I can't reach the ice from here with it anyways.
Yeah.
Who's
so.
the punching bag this year for the Leafs now that Hull's gone?
Reeves right now, it seems.
What?
There's this
Thought
big
they liked
debate
him.
now. Well, yeah, like that's the thing. It's mixed though, right? Like people are saying they've had enough of him, but one thing I liked about
Enough of him.
Game 12?
yeah, man, because there a lot of like the armchair scouts and the armchair coaches are going, he's useless to the team. Like he's only playing 6-7 minutes, maybe not even that. And it's like, well, yeah, that's the whole purpose. But what he's doing is the first thing I'll say he's doing is the media attention is now basically revolved around him. He's always got a sound clip or a sound bite that comes out. So now the focus isn't on Willie and his lack of defensive play, which that hasn't been the case this year, but normally Hall, those kind of things. It's
Willie
all
looks
Reeves now.
unbelievable.
Like Reeves came out in the opener and gave the flex.
Yeah.
And Treliving loved it. He was laughing, right? So it's like a lot of that is revolving around him. So he's taking, not only is he creating space on the ice, in my opinion, even by not being out there, he's creating space in the outside orbit that we call the media in Toronto. So like a lot of the focus is going off the star players and what they may or may not be doing, and it's all about what's Reeves going to say. Is he going to talk about Wi-Fi and how?
I
he's
wonder
gonna,
if that's part of
Nice.
I wonder if that's part of the plan.
Yeah, that is nice.
Like, I wonder if that's part of it. I
'Cause-
wonder if they brought Reeves in, like, hey, look, Reeves, we kind of need you to be a distraction so the other guys can breathe. How do you
Right.
feel about that? I wonder if that was a conversation.
Maybe. That's how I see it anyways. And then people are just not, they're like, he's not NHL. And I'm like, dude, you don't sign Reeves to put up 20 goals. You sign him so your other guys can put up 20 goals. So that if someone touches somebody, or just even eliminating the thought process of greasing somebody. You know damn well, you go to Miramichi when we played junior, you hate that guy, but they got that big dummy over there and he doesn't care about you.
He doesn't
So
even
now
know
I'm
what
not
day
even
of
going
the
to do
week it
anything.
is.
Yeah, right? So he's creating space on and off the ice, in my opinion. Yeah, he's not the greatest hockey player. He's fucking 10 times better than any of us, right? But it's like, I don't know, man. He's an easy scapegoat, and I think he brings that on. And I think that's part of his teammate aura that they really, really enjoy having him in there. A little more hype, too, right? He kind of like loosens the room a little bit. He's always doing big shout-outs and announcements and stuff instead of being uptight Toronto. Jesus Christ, the media's out there. If I don't get a hat trick in my third straight game, they're going to eat me up, right? So, yeah, I like him.
Do they play tonight?
No, tomorrow, I think.